Chapter 10. The Philosopher's Voice. Think like Socrates. Speak like Marcus Aurelius. When silence has matured, it becomes voice, not the loud voice of argument, but the quiet authority of understanding. The philosopher's voice is not measured in decibels, but in depth. It doesn't seek attention. It commands it through harmony. The voice of truth does not shout. It resonates. To speak like a philosopher is not to decorate speech with complexity. It is to compress entire worlds of meaning into a few clear words, to make intelligence sound like simplicity and virtue sound like calm. The language of the ordered mind. Every voice reveals the structure of the mind behind it. A restless mind produces scattered speech. A calm mind produces clarity. A wise mind produces rhythm, a cadence that soothes as it enlightens. That is why Stoic speech feels musical. It carries the pulse of balance, fast in thought, slow in delivery. Its rhythm mirrors the heartbeat of the universe, deliberate, patient, alive. The calm voice of wisdom travels farther than the storm of noise. Your words are the echo of your inner order. Refine your thoughts, and your speech refines itself. The moral geometry of speech. Every sentence has a shape. When your intention is pure, your words align in symmetry. When ego leads, speech distorts, too sharp, too long, too loud. The philosopher's voice seeks proportion, not perfection. It aims for balance between truth and compassion, reason and emotion, sound and silence. That's why Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let your speech be both straightforward and considerate." It's not what you say that defines your virtue. It's the geometry of how you say it. Socrates and the discipline of dialogue. Socrates taught through questioning, not preaching. His power was not in answers, but in curiosity. He guided minds to truth by removing illusion, a gentle demolition done through reason and irony. This is the first trait of the philosopher's voice, humility, the awareness that you do not speak to dominate, but to awaken, to teach without humiliating. That is divine speech. A calm tone, a genuine question, a short silence after an answer. These are tools of the philosopher, not the preacher. He does not impose truth. He reveals it within others. Marcus Aurelius and the tone of grace. Marcus Aurelius wrote not to the world, but to himself. His journal, Meditations, was never meant for publication, and perhaps that is why it speaks so universally. His tone is gentle yet firm, personal yet cosmic. It is not argument. It is reflection turned into rhythm. To speak like Marcus is to speak without vanity, to speak as if your words are being overheard by eternity. The philosopher's voice is humble because it speaks to the infinite. The science of vocal presence. Modern psychology confirms what the ancients knew intuitively. Voice is an extension of the nervous system. When you are calm, your tone lowers, your rhythm slows, your resonance deepens. Others feel it before they understand it. A calm voice signals safety to the listener's brain. It activates the parasympathetic response, peace, trust, and openness. That is why true leaders rarely need to raise their voices. They speak from coherence, not adrenaline. Their biology radiates integrity. The nervous system of the wise calms the nervous system of the world. The alchemy of silence and sound. The philosopher's voice is born from silence. The same silence that has digested chaos, understood fear, and refined passion into peace. When he speaks, he does not transmit opinion. He transmits energy. Every word carries the vibration of the silence behind it. This is the secret of all timeless speech. From Buddha's sermons to Christ's parables to Seneca's letters. The power was not in what they said, but in the stillness from which they said it. Sound without silence is noise. Silence without sound is isolation. Together, they create wisdom, building the philosopher's voice. Here are practices to develop this presence, not rhetorical techniques, but disciplines of being. 1. Anchor the breath before speaking. Breathe deeply once. Let the breath settle in the body. Your voice follows your breath. Shallow breathing makes shallow tone. Deep breathing makes grounded presence. 2. Slow the rhythm. Speak slightly slower than your thoughts. This invites awareness to guide language. The listener senses depth because you are there while speaking. 3. Use silence as punctuation. Pause before and after important ideas. Silence gives your words weight, like frames give paintings focus. 4. Choose words that serve. Before speaking, ask, does this enlighten or just express? The philosopher's voice enlightens first, expresses second. 5. Speak as if teaching eternity. Imagine that your words will echo beyond you. That vision purifies intention and elevates tone. Speak as if the universe were listening, because it is. The emotional discipline of tone, control of tone, is control of heart. If anger tightens your throat, breathe. If pride sharpens your pitch, lower it. If anxiety rushes your pace, slow it. Your voice is your mirror. It reveals instantly what your mind hides. To cultivate it is to train emotion through awareness. The Stoics called this persuasive, constant attention to the self. It's not performance, it's practice. The more aware you become, the more naturally your tone harmonizes with your thought. Virtue is not in the word, but in the vibration behind it. The ethos of the philosopher. To speak like a philosopher is to live like one. It requires integrity, alignment between what you think, say, and do. When those three are one, your speech carries truth effortlessly. You no longer persuade, you resonate. Your presence communicates before your mouth does. That is why great thinkers could lead with few words. Their voice was merely the visible part of an invisible harmony. When the inner logos aligns with the outer voice, the world listens. The voice as prayer. In its highest form, speech becomes prayer, not in the religious sense alone, but as an act of reverence toward truth. When you speak from peace, you participate in creation itself. Your voice becomes an offering of order to the world. This is the summit of active silence, to move from quiet understanding to graceful expression, to make your sound an extension of your stillness. To speak wisely is to let God finish your sentence. Summary: the anatomy of the philosopher's voice. The philosopher's voice does not belong to ancient sages alone. It belongs to every human who chooses awareness over reaction, discipline over display, and presence over pride. When your words flow from clarity, your tone from calm, and your silence from depth, you are no longer merely speaking. You are harmonizing with the Logos itself. The voice of wisdom is not human volume. It is divine alignment. In the next chapter, we'll explore the minimalism of wisdom, how simplicity in thought, word, and life becomes the final expression of intelligence, and why reducing noise, both inner and outer, reveals the highest elegance of the human spirit. Simplicity is the language of truth, silence its punctuation,